IFO FM in Jessup. The time now is 7:59, 105.5 FM. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Murphy Builder Supply, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, and O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Your FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings in Wayne County is a popular thing. To dine in or take out for one delicious meal, and with the low great prices, it's simply a steal. Famous for the variety of sauces, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. When it's time to eat lunch or dinner, Damon's Restaurant the place to go. Located in the middle of town on West Cherry Street, yes, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings simply can't be beat. So next time you're hungry and looking for a great meal, head to Damon's Restaurant and enjoy a great deal. The number to call is easy, 588-WING, 588-9464, the real thing. Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings. Those chicken wings are a very popular thing.
Most people understand the need for life insurance, but not many want to talk about why it's essential to your financial plan. It may seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed. Get started with Country Financial. Call me, Sean O'Quinn, today at 588-1051 and let me work with you to find life insurance that gives you the protection you need at a price you can afford.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company and Country Investors Life Assurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. And, Bob, you had another announcement here before we get to Bill Werkheiser?
Yeah, I want to apologize. We left Larry Brantley off the list of candidates to qualify for county commissioner. He qualified Monday as well in District 3 with Mike Roberts not seeking re-election. So there's 3 candidates in that race right now, Larry Brantley, Tim Hopkins, and Corbett Nichols. So we'll update the list, but apologize for leaving him off, but he did qualify Monday.
So Larry Brantley qualified for which district?
District 3.
District 3. All right. On the phone with us right now from Atlanta, Georgia, is State Representative Bill Werkheiser. Bob, take it away.
Hey, we got Bill Werkheiser, Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Bill, how you doing today?
Doing good. How about y'all?
I'm doing great. So, we talked with Stephen Meeks on Monday, Blake Tiller on Tuesday. Both said it's going to be a busy week. So tell us what's on your agenda for this week.
Yeah, the days are getting longer really fast. Got about a dozen bills on the floor today. Fortunately, I don't see any of them being controversial. Friday, that's about all we did. But today, most of the stuff falls into the boring category. We do have one interesting bill that came out of my committee that it adds, you know how if you're an educator or certain people has them as mandatory reporters. Well, it also adds if you see something in the workplace that employs minors, it makes the HR person a receiver of mandatory reporting, like if you see sexual abuse or something. So just trying to make workplace safer.
Again, is it a full day today? Today, the rest of the week?
Yeah.
So it's Wednesday,
yeah,
Thursday, Friday, so you got a busy week this week.
Yeah, and so we're combining being in the chamber with our normal committee days. And the thing is, you never know how long you're going to be arguing on bills, so you'll have meetings at 1, 2, and 3, but you might not get out until 3 o'clock, so then everything just gets stacked up. So like yesterday, I had 3 meetings 3 o'clock. So you just pick one, and by the time it gets done, the other ones are gone. So do what you can.
I mentioned this to Blake Tiller yesterday. He said it really doesn't bother him or isn't on his agenda, but I saw a blurb where there are protesters out there in State Capitol about what's going to be taught in school, what can be taught in school, what can't be taught in school. Tell us what's going on with all that.
Yeah, so, I mentioned a few seconds ago about having controversial bills variety. And a little irony or maybe hypocrisy, we passed a bill that said you cannot teach non-divisive concepts in elementary and middle school, one of them being racial. It's not CRT, it's just saying you cannot teach divisive concepts. So, we passed a bill saying what you cannot teach in school, and then an hour later, we're passing a bill saying you cannot tell somebody what they can't say on a college campus. So it was a, freedom of speech act where some of the colleges are creating these, safe, free zones, and they may put them out behind the parking lot where nobody, it's kind of targeted toward people on the right. So, I'm like Blake. I just leave it alone. We've made it this far without all this stuff. So, but it is what it is. Half what we do is for scoring political points, not necessarily making great policy. So,
the protesters I saw on the Capitol steps were elementary and high school teachers. So, are you hearing from any teachers here in this area or in your district at all?
I have not from my district, but again, it's because our district leans right, so they're probably okay with not teaching these divisive concepts. Most of this is targeted at the metro area. And again, it's CRT without being CRT, if we're being honest. So, but no, I haven't heard from anybody specifically in our area.
So it's more of an issue up in the Atlanta area, is what that was. That was Blake was saying yesterday. He's not hearing from anybody from his area, so he's not really. It's not on his agenda. So I understand. So what's on our agenda? We mentioned to Blake yesterday. He's in charge of the budget. Like I said, we got the good news about the water and sewer grant money coming our way. We got broadband money coming our way. I asked him, is there any other more money coming our way in other areas? Do you have any idea, or what do you know about that?
No, not that we know of. Well, there is one other big pocket of money. Georgia could see about $800 million through the multi-state opioid lawsuit. So, we've been living off the tobacco settlement for close to 30 years, which is coming to an end. And lo and behold, by the time it ends, looks like we're going to get an opioid settlement. But other than that, no, except for the fact you always have to say you never know what the federal government is going to do. They act like they're playing with monopoly money, so that can change at any minute. There's been talk of subsidizing the prices at the gas pump, so don't think we'll see that. But again, with this administration, there's all bets are off. So, but not that we know of, not that anything that's on the radar.
If you're just tuning in, it's Wednesdays with Workhauser. State Representative Bill Workhauser on the phone. We got the announcement yesterday. Governor's coming to town on a week from Friday, March 18th. Will you be on hand with him, or are you going to be make that?
No, unfortunately, the three of us are going to be in session. I hate that because some of the Fridays were off. I did look at the calendar as soon as I saw that, and we are in session. So unless we choose to miss that day, but hey, I'm thrilled that he's coming to Jessup. This has made his third or fourth trip just in the last year. Not calendar years, but 12 months.
I still remember, couple of years ago, he came for Dave for Wayne, and he made that promise that he'd be back. He said it wouldn't be the only time we see him. So, as you mentioned, I think this is like the third or fourth time he's made a trip to Wayne County. So, it's always good to see him. Look forward to seeing him next Friday at the Altamont Steak and Seafood. But as you mentioned, would love to encourage everybody to come out and support him. And more good news on that front yesterday. He seems to be pulling away quickly from Purdue. So I wish Purdue would just get out of the race. Let's unite the party, and let's move on towards the November election. But don't see that happening. Yeah, the polls, like I said, indicate that the governor continues to increase his lead. So it seems like he's doing a good job. Like I said, I know he has your support. He has Blake's support. He has Stephen Meek's support. So I know our local representation support him, but looking forward to seeing him next Friday at the Altamont Steak and Seafood. It's always good to see him. But getting back to the legislative session, you mentioned last week, I mentioned it to Blake yesterday, the gambling issue keeps throwing it up there. Is it going to move to where people are going to get to vote on that issue, or where do you see that moving forward?
Up until this year, it was not on the table, and then all of a sudden, during the off season, the speaker made some comments that maybe this is the year, and so we heard a lot. But then, it's the one issue that it's been very silent. So, here we are, day 25, and bills are supposed to be voted on by day 28. That's only 3 more legislative days if it's going to make it to the other chamber. So, and we have not heard a peep out of it. Now, the Senate passed a horse racing, but as far as, casino gambling and all that, it's been eerily quiet on that front.
So you hadn't heard anything on your side. I got you. So what else? You mentioned Friday's got a little any other controversial bills that we need to know about? Anything going to be bad? Where's the gun carry thing that the governor's pushing? Is that going to sail through with no problem?
I'm sure it will. It passed out of the Senate on party lines, of course, and we just haven't had it on our side. And again, we won't see the Senate bills until after next week, or during next week. So that's when the days really get long. But I'm sure it will. All of his bills generally pass through with no problem. Bob, the big bill yesterday got a standing ovation. We passed the mental parity health care bill yesterday, which was the Speaker's initiative, treating mental health just like we do any other disease or broken bone, forcing insurance companies to take a serious look at treating mental health. So that was a big moment yesterday.
And talked to Blake, the budget's still moving forward, so that, like I said, that'll probably be passed later in the session. So when's crossover day again? It's right around the corner, right?
The 28th, I want to say, so today's 25th, 26th, and then we have another day. So I'm going to say around next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Next Tuesday, we're about less than a week away from crossover day.
Yeah.
And then the session, I think Blake says, is going to end up April the 4th. Is that correct?
April 4th, yes, sir.
Okay, well, again, what's the weather like in Atlanta? You get as much rain as we're getting down here?
Yeah, it is raining. I drove up Monday evening. We had Monday off. It was pouring, but it's just rain. I hear we're about to get a cold spell, which this weekend is Rattlesnake Roundup in Claxton. We've had beautiful weather for 5 weekends in a row, and then all of a sudden now it's not going to be great. Got all my grandsons coming down and going to take them over to the Rattlesnake Roundup this weekend.
Well, that's always a fun event if you like snakes.
Yeah, well, I have a grandson who's obsessed with reptiles.
I think I've been twice. I had to go just one time just to see it. I never saw so many snakes in my life. I was like, I said, this is crazy.
Well, my oldest daughter has the infamous title of Miss Rattlesnake. So she got ribbed about that at the University of Georgia.
I'm sure she did.
I'm like that song, I don't like spiders and snakes. I don't like snakes, but I went one time just as curiosity, but I never saw so many snakes in my life. So.
Now, Bill, will you be there this weekend at the Rattlesnake Roundup? That's going to be Saturday, right, there in Claxton?
Yeah.
Okay, the weather's supposed to be mostly sunny on Saturday. 40% chance of morning showers, but cool and windy. High of 64 and windy. So mainly it's going to be the wind and the cool temperatures that will make it bad.
Well, that's better than what it was a couple of days ago because it was raining all day. But you know that'll
end in the morning. It says only a 40% chance in the morning as that front moves on out. That's bringing us all this rain. But you'll have a high on Saturday of 64. It's going to be very breezy. But Saturday night, we're supposed to have temperatures around 30 degrees and blustery on Saturday night. So
I've got a grandson that can identify every bug and reptile out there, so they're looking forward to it. Unlike Bob, the only good snake is a dead snake.
You don't play with the snakes when you go there, Bill?
No.
I don't blame you. Well, again, we appreciate you being here on Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Always good talking to you. Stay safe in Atlanta, and again, we'll talk to you next Wednesday. We do appreciate it very much.
Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good day.
All right, take care, Bill. All right, that is State Representative Bill Werkheiser right here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. We appreciate him calling in this morning from Atlanta. And as he mentioned, as each day goes by, as people are trying to get those last bills put through, the sessions seem to get longer and longer and longer. And speaking of long sessions, I understand that the session last night between the Major League Baseball owners and the Players Association went to 3 a.m. this morning, and they didn't come to any conclusions. Supposed to kick it back in today sometime. And from just listening to Fox Sports this morning, unless a miracle happens, another week of is going to be pushed back. They do it every Tuesday, but they decided last night to go into today because they were all about to fall asleep last night at 3 a.m. And so it looks like another week it'll be pushed back unless something miraculously happens this morning. And they're probably also bug-eyed. I don't know if they can make a decision on anything.
It's just sad that they can't reach an agreement. I don't understand why it's such a...
Well, we've seen it many times through the years, Bob. Many times. And it is sad. It's sad for the fans more than you hate it for the cities that have it and the people who work at the stadiums and all that kind of stuff, missing out on all that. But you really hate it for the fans because we're ready for some baseball. Especially us folks down here in Georgia, where our Braves are the world champions. They are the defending world champions, and We've been carrying the Atlanta Braves right here on 105.5 FM every single year since 1971. We're the longest-serving radio affiliate by far carrying the Braves, and we were looking forward to getting that kicked off there on the 1st of April. But it looks like it's going to be right now. It's mid-April, and it could be third week in April, and to keep it up fourth week in April. They decided to go every Tuesday instead of just saying, we don't know when it's going to begin. They just... push it back every Tuesday.
That's what it must be. It must be conspiracy against Atlanta. They took the All-Star game away from Atlanta. Now they're delaying our celebration for the World Championship.
Yeah. I don't think so.
That's what it is. It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy against Atlanta.
It was good to see that Coca-Cola finally decided not to sell their product anymore in Russia. Them and Pepsi have decided to do the same thing and not to sell their product in Russia because, folks here in the state of Georgia upset at Coca-Cola because they were in favor of the All-Star game being moved out of Atlanta last year and moved to Denver because of certain issues, which really surprised me that, you had two Georgia companies, Coca-Cola and Delta. I mean, their headquarters are up in Atlanta and have been for a long time, supported the All-Star game being moved out of Atlanta. And a lot of people got upset with them because of that.
McDonald shut down their 83 restaurants, so it's a no-fry zone.
So that's right, no-fry zone in Russia. McDonald's has shut theirs down. Starbucks and some other companies said, we ain't doing any more business in Russia. And finally, Bob, this shows the power of the Butch and Bob Show, okay? Yesterday morning...
just mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, yesterday morning, you and I were talking about the fact that we should not buy any more oil from Russia. And guess what happens yesterday? President Biden comes forward and says, well, I listened to the Butch and Bob Show. We're not going to buy any more oil from Russia anymore because of their worldwide influence, because we are world famous. I'm sure that's the reason, Bob.
I don't think Biden's tuned in.
We get enough emails from the White House. Maybe we probably get 25 emails a day at least from the White House and everything that goes on there. But no, there was a lot of bipartisan support and pressure on the president to do that, to stop buying oil, because that's just funding their war effort over there. And so I'm glad we're not buying oil there. And there's no quick fix right now. I guess that's the reason why Biden's going over to Saudi Arabia to see if they can increase their oil production. But we put ourselves in this situation because of not wanting to explore for more oil here in the United States, which we're one of the top producers in the world of oil. And we have so much more that we could try to get. But you've got certain groups out there and politicians who say, they would rather buy oil from other countries than try to expand it here, which puts us in the situation where if we go to expand it like a lot of folks wish we could have, we wouldn't be so affected by these worldwide events because we would get most of our oil here locally. And I just don't understand that. And it's not like you're looking long term with the oil situation. Once you get it done and going, you'll still need oil for all kinds of products. Plastics made from, everything. There's so many things made from oil. And, but as time goes by, we won't need as much of it because of electric cars. Are you looking forward to getting your first electric car in a few years, Bob? No?
I talked to some, where are you going to, it's going to be a nightmare. If you take a long trip, how far can you go?
Well, right now it's about 300 to 400 miles. Yeah. But that could be better in a few years from now to go 500 to 600 miles. How many trips do you make that's over that amount?
Well, if I want to go see my sister in Virginia, how long would it take to get there?
Well, you would
I'd have to stop and charge the car.
You'd have to stop and charge at one of those fast charge. Remember we talked to somebody about fast charge, which is about 30 minutes. If you went home and you plugged it in, it'd take all night long. But if you go to the fast charge, it's about 30 minutes.
I don't have the patience for that.
You don't have the patience for that?
I want to fill up and go.
But probably 99% of your time, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Everybody's got $60,000 for an electric car hanging around, right? You got $60,000 to go get an electric car?
Well, they're getting cheaper as each year goes by, Bob, because more and more people are buying them. Some people are excited about it.
Thumbs down on electric cars.
You take the new Ford truck that's coming out electric. They got back orders on that. So many people
gas and let's roll.
Ford has got back orders big time on the Ford Lightning truck because so many people want it. And as we were talking to one of the, I can't remember which representative it was a few weeks ago, they were talking about that. For most people. They don't go over probably a couple 100 miles a day, maybe not 100 miles a day. Most people not even 50 miles a day. So for most of your weekly use, you don't have to worry about that charging situation. It's just once in a while. You can charge it up and you can go home, plug it in, charge it up overnight, or you can go to a commercial place that all these places around will have these fast charge places. You can go there and charge in and get it filled up in about 30 minutes. I say filled up, but the battery recharged in about 30 minutes of a fast charge place. But as each year goes by, the technology is going to get better.
Yeah. Well, how long does the battery last when the battery goes bad? Like your car battery.
That's the question I have: is how long do they last?
And what's the cost to replace it?
What's the cost to replace it? Yeah. I don't know, and those prices keep going down as technology increases and the demand goes up for these things.
When they get the Jetson car, I'm good.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they last as long as an engine does. I have no idea. No more oil changes.
I used to love the Jetsons cartoon.
But they were flying in space. They were flying. They were riding on the road.
They get you where you got to go. So they come up with that. I'm signed up, but I'm down on electric cars. So.
Okay. Everybody has their own opinion about it, but Bob, no matter what you and I think about it, it's coming. Every single car company has, there's some car companies out there that say they're going by 2030 or 2035, they're going to be totally electric. And that's just, and you take a look at all these movies, that show the future, okay? It could be just 50 years in the future, or 100. It's all electric. And so that seems to be the way that we're heading.
I don't think I'll be able to afford it. That's it.
If someone says if you're going to have to charge your vehicle every night, how much is your? It's amazing.
It's like a golf cart.
Yeah, if you don't have to charge it every night. Someone says how much will your light bill be? You can tell that must be Used to be, we used to call it light bills because most people, they cook by propane or some sort of gas and they didn't have the air conditioning. And the only thing they need electricity for was really lights. And so that's just going to pass down generation to generation. But how much will your electric bill be? Well, if you've got a car that has, let's say right now the average is about 300 to 400 miles on a charge, then that's when you need to charge it up. every 300 to 400 miles. And so for most people, they don't drive that much every single day, so you wouldn't be charging it every single night. And how that's going to, but my question is, if you got, right now, we are the capacity in many states in this country, not in Georgia, but in many states in this country, when it gets summertime, those power companies are pumping out electricity as much as they can, and in some areas, they have to do brownouts, and so when you get into extreme weather, like cold or especially hot weather, when you've got power companies that are just running to the max, will they be able to provide enough power for everybody to charge their vehicles? That's a question right there. Yeah. There's a lot of questions.
As everybody knows, batteries die. So I got a vision. I'm going to Athens. My battery dies. I'm just out of luck. Unless I from a ride to Athens. If I run out of gas, somebody can bring me some gasoline, I can go. But my battery dies on the way to Athens in my electric car, I'm out of luck.
No, your battery's it's not going to die any more than your battery right now does. Okay? It'll have electronics on there. It'll tell you what the battery level is and how much life you have on there. Just like today, your cars tell you everything. They tell you when to do this and when to do that. I mean, they've got it where we don't even have to think when we get in the vehicle. Check your back seat, lock your door, do this, do that, put your seatbelt on. Your car's just talking to you all the time to keep you safe. Somebody wants to know is, let's see here. How much will it cost to fast charge your vehicle, let's say at a local service station somewhere? I don't know. I have no idea. And just see here.
I still want to know how far you can go on one charge. That's what I want to know.
How far? Right now, 300 to 400 miles. 300 to 400 miles based on how good your battery is in the vehicle that you have right now. But let's say 4 years from now, and you decide to get a new vehicle, and it's 500 to 600 miles. You make the decision at that time, and by the time that we get into the 2030s, there won't be a decision to make. You'll have to buy electric. So when you're an old geezer trying to get around, Bob, you won't be making any noise in your vehicle, just like a golf cart.
I'm already an old geezer.
You're already an old geezer.
I'm already there, so it doesn't matter.
You're not an old geezer. My Lord, you're only 62, Bob. Yeah, you're only 62. You're just getting started. Yeah, there's a lot of questions out there about it. There's just so many questions out there, but a lot of folks are excited about it. Some folks like you, and I've got my questions about it, are just apprehensive. But the car companies themselves, they're full on board of putting out electric vehicles, and many of them will be fully electric by the time we get into the 2030s. So you will not, unless you go out there and buy an old used car, and then how much will gasoline be at that time, because they won't be producing as much of it, and which means the price may go up. I don't know. I don't know, Bob. There's a lot of things that are just kind of open in the air about that, but it is coming. Nothing we can do about it. It was just like when back in during the days when they had the horse tack places with the carriages and all the stuff for the horses. So that's how people got around. And Ford came out with the assembly line back in the 1920s, and then everybody started getting cars. And no matter how much you wanted to go around with a horse and buggy, that industry just died away compared to what it used to be. And it's the same way now when it comes to combustion engines. It's just going to slowly go away. What I want to know, though, is will they be able to have the big 18-wheelers? They've got those huge diesel engines in them. And will they be able to put batteries in there, enough batteries in those doggone things to be able to for those big 18-wheelers to not use diesel? And what about trains? I mean, look at those. They're big, huge diesel engines. I mean, maybe we ought to do some research, Bob, but maybe we ought to get an expert in here on that. Somebody who knows what they're talking about, because you and I just sit here and we're just fumbling around guessing what might happen in the future.
I don't care, because I'm thumbs down on it. I'm not buying one. So.
But we're not here just for us, Bob. We're here for our listeners out there all throughout Southeast Georgia. They may be curious and want to hear from an expert on the future of electric vehicles and what that holds for everyone.
Not interested.
Well, you may not be, but there's people out there who are. I'm interested. So, It's coming, Bob.
I'm more interested in who the Steeler quarterback's going to be.
Yeah, I know. You're more interested in who the Steeler quarterback's going to be. Well, we were talking about...
It's not going to be Aaron Rodgers.
No, we're not going to be Aaron. Aaron's getting $200 million and stay there in Green Bay.
Russell Wilson went to Denver, so...
And Wilson from Seattle went to Denver.
Yep, still searching, so...
And tell us, we got a new athletic director at Wayne County High School, correct?
Right. Decision made last night. And Justin McDonald, 14-year coach at Wayne County High School, the athletic director, still going to be the baseball coach, and that decision made last night, so...
Okay, so Justin McDonald, now the new athletic director of Wayne County High School. He will continue to coach the baseball team, and we wish him the best. We know he really wanted it. As soon as the position came available, he put his name out there, and he's got it. So congratulations to Coach Justin McDonald. And speaking of Coach Justin McDonald, the team will be back in action on Friday. Is that correct?
Right, Friday
against
Appling County.
Yeah, Friday night.
Appling's got a good team that just beat Jeff Davis 3-zip the other day. So,
well, if the chance of rain continues like it is, we may have to move that to Saturday. But you know how these fronts are; they can call for a lot of rain, and then it could move on you.
What's the forecast for today?
Today, we got a 90% chance of showers. Winds could be gusty at times. High today near 79. We got an 80% chance of showers tonight. 100% chance of rain tomorrow, and then a 80% chance of showers on Friday. So we'll see, Bob. And daylight saving time, when you go to bed.
It changes this weekend.
Saturday night, you spring forward 1 hour. Okay? You spring forward 1 hour. So next week, beginning Sunday, we'll have an extra hour of sunshine in the afternoon.
That means you lose an hour of sleep.
That means you lose an hour of sleep or go to bed an hour early. Yeah. Or just sleep in an hour later, Bob. It's a Sunday morning. It's not like you have to be here like you normally do before or around 6:30 every morning, okay? So just sleep in a little bit. All right, Bob, anything else?
No, that's going to do it.
All right. Go get in that combustion engine car of yours and go have your breakfast, all right? All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by First Southern Bank, Murphy Builder Supply, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wing, and by O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial.